So many companies have announced their IPOs. But do you know who is going to make the most wealth from these IPOs? Founders, obviously, and investors too. But there are few more people who are going to make a lot of money out of this. No, not retail investors. It's their employees who had the company's ESOPs. Employees often shy away from ESOPs as they consider it as nothing but paperwork. But ESOPs can make you a millionaire. Meet Charlie, who was a chef at Google and made $40 million through ESOPs. Hello and welcome, I'm Ekta from Clear. In this video, we will explore everything about ESOPs in detail, so stay tuned until the end of this video. So what is ESOP? First things first, ESOPs are not shares. ESOP is just an offer to own the shares of your company at a pre-decided price, which is lower than the regular market price or share price as we call it. Once you have ESOPs, you can then convert them into shares. So ESOP is just an offer to buy shares of your company. Why do companies offer ESOPs? Imagine you're working at a company and it's doing extremely well. You work really hard for them, but at the month end, you're only getting a fixed pay that is your salary. You may get a feeling that you're not a part of the company's growth and all that hard work that you're doing will only benefit the company. And because of this thought, employees often jump from one company to another for a slightly higher pay. So one of the most important and challenging problem statements for companies was, how do we retain the best talent? That was when companies said, we will give you salary and also shares in the company. And shares were issued in form of ESOPs. So talent acquisition and retention is the first reason why companies give ESOPs. The second reason is salary augmentation and promotion. Companies with low funds in the initial stages cannot match the market pay. To bridge this gap, they offer ESOPs. And another reason is employee morale and ownership. Now, when employees are part owners of the company, they will act like owners of the company and not just employees, right? So these were the reasons why companies issue ESOPs. If you are aware for any other reason, then let us know in the comment section below. Now let's look at how ESOPs work. Say I give shares to employees as soon as they join. Then what if he leaves tomorrow? That's risky, right? And it also doesn't solve my problem of retaining the best talent. So companies figured a way out to issue shares. So let's say the employee joins the company on 1st January 2022. The company will not give you shares immediately, but instead ask you to prove your competence over a year. Once you complete a year, on 1st January 2023 in the company, you will receive an ESOP grant letter. And this date is known as the ESOP grant date. On this date, you just have the ESOP grant letter. You don't have the ESOPs in your account yet. You will have to stay employed with the company for a few more years before ESOPs are credited into your account. This is called the vesting of ESOPs, and the period between grant date and the exercise date is called the vesting period. The vesting schedule may vary from company to company. Check the vesting schedule in your grant letter. For example, you may receive ESOPs over the next 4 years. That is, say 25% each year, or it could be in any proportion. Now comes the exercise date. Exercise means conversion of ESOPs to shares. At this stage, you will have to shell out some money to buy the shares. How much money will you need to shell out? The exercise price will be given in your grant letter. Some companies also include an expiry date known as the maturity date in their ESOP policy. If you want to exercise your ESOP, you will have to take action before the maturity date, else the ESOPs will lapse. For example, it could be within 3 months of you leaving the company. Those were enough jargon. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Let's say your company XYZ Limited grants you this ESOP scheme where they're offering you 1000 ESOPs at an exercise price of ₹10. And there is a cliff period of 1 year, and the vesting period is of 4 years where 25% will vest each year. This means after completing 1 year, your employer will give you the ESOPs. That is, you will have the right to buy 250 shares each year at ₹10. So at the end of 4th year, you have the right to buy 1000 shares at ₹10. But after 4 years, you're not obligated to follow through the purchase. You may choose to buy or you may not. This decision will purely be based on the current market price. Before exercising the right, it's important to check the current market price. See if it is higher or lower than the exercise price. If the share price is 1000 rupees after 5 years, you will get it from your company at only 10 rupees. You have gained 990 rupees. And this, my friend, is the upside of ESOP. But would you exercise it at 10 rupees if the price in the share market was rupees 8? No, right? When you're getting it at 8 rupees outside, why would you pay 10 rupees to your company? A lot of people ask about ESOP taxation. So tax will be levied twice. So once at the time of exercise of ESOPs, that is when you're converting ESOPs to shares, and the second when you sell these shares. So at the time of exercise of ESOPs, tax will be levied on a gain amount which is calculated as fair market value minus the exercise price. In our example, it was 1000 minus 10 rupees, and there was a gain of 990 rupees which will be taxed as your salary at your regular slab rates. The second instance is when you sell these shares. At the time of sale of shares, whatever is your selling price, that will be subtracted by fair market value as on exercise date. This will give you capital gains. So let's say you sold the shares at 5,000 rupees, and on the exercise date, the fair market value was 1,000 rupees. So this 4,000 rupees gain will be taxed as capital gains. So here are two questions you could ask your company while receiving ESOPs. Does the company have an ESOP policy? Is it just a verbal promise, or does the company have a written policy in place which is approved by board? Ask for a copy and have it checked by your lawyer or CA to ensure that there are no terms which do not align with your interests. The second question could be on what are the exit clauses? Is there an accelerated vesting of the unvested ESOPs in case, say, there is liquidation or the company shuts down, or if it is acquired by another company, or in case of layoffs, or has there been a buyback of ESOPs in the past? Hope this video helped you understand everything about ESOPs. If you have more questions, leave us a comment below. We'll get back to you shortly. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more such informative videos. We are clear on a mission to simplify taxes and finances for you.